This conference will now be recorded.
Let's see, are the members on board?
I'm here, Don Deere.
Hi, Don.
Doc's here.
Good morning and happy birthday, Don.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have member Houston and Desi's calling in right now. Director Gray may be joining us later. So we have a quorum.
Okay, so then we'll go ahead and get started. But before we get started in celebration of recognizing Black History Month, I would like to say a couple of things here about how I was impacted by African American history and a very inspiring individual as I was growing up or coming up. You know, the first 6 years of my professional life, I was a draftsman. I don't know if you know that or not. So, and Martin Luther King was very instrumental in helping shaping my attitude towards being a skillful person. And so I would like to say like to paraphrase something that Martin Luther King said back then, back in the 60s. And he said, now paraphrase, that if you're called to be a draftsman, draw plans even as Michelangelo painted, or Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote poetry. Draw plans so that all the hosts of heaven and earth will pause and say, here lived a great draftsman who did his job well. Now that may sound corny to some of you, but those were inspiring words for me growing up. So thank you for allowing me to say that.
Those are beautiful words.
Okay, so let's go on. You know, did someone say something?
No, I said those are great words. Thank you for sharing.
Okay, well, thank you. So with that, I'll call the meeting to order. We'll have determined that there is a quorum. Are there any public comments?
There are no public comments today, Chairman.
How about presentations?
Likewise, we have no presentations today, Chairman Williams.
So with that, we'll move on to our action calendar. And Mr. General Manager, we have a main contract with Oceanic Teaching Station, Inc.
Yes, thank you, Chairman Williams, and good morning to members of the committee, board, public, and to staff. We do have one action item today, as you mentioned, relating to the very good relationship we have with Oceanographic Teaching Solutions, who are the owners of the Roundhouse Aquarium down in Manhattan Beach. And pre-COVID, we had would take some of our school tours that toured the plant, and then they would go down and get some further education on all things maritime and sea life related. So now we are continuing that relationship in a more virtual manner, and we have we're asking to amend this contract. We have our wonderful interim education coordinator, Janelle Ankayan. Hello, Janelle. To walk us through this.
Thank you. Do you hear me okay, Patrick?
Yes, loud and clear.
Wonderful. Good morning, Chair Williams and members of the board and committee. Again, I will be covering the action item to amend Agreement W2897 with Oceanographic Teaching Stations, Inc., also known as the Roundhouse Aquarium, starting on page 3 of the agenda packet. And before I officially begin, I just wanted to highlight this decades-long partnership with them as a beneficial educational element of West Basin's tour program. Their staff are experts in marine life in the Santa Monica Bay, are active members of the community, and continue to support West Basin in providing meaningful education programs to students. Notably, they have seamlessly transitioned into the virtual world and have continued to support the district school tour program. I would also like to emphasize how important this experience is to students by showing them the intersections between protecting ocean life and our freshwater resources. Some students have never been to an aquarium before our program, and we've had overwhelming teacher response and testimony showing how much they appreciate this element of our program. So officially moving on to the memo, West Basin has previously partnered with Oceanographic Teaching Stations, Inc., also known as OTS, from 2006 to 2017 to provide 1-hour education programs after water recycling facility school tours. OTS owns and operates the Roundhouse Aquarium in Manhattan Beach, and this partnership restarted in 2019 after renovation of the aquarium and has shifted to support the district's current virtual field trip program. Currently, OTS offers a supplementary tour of the Roundhouse Aquarium after a tour of our water recycling facility. And again, they help students to visualize the real-life benefits of water recycling by showing them the exciting ocean animals that benefit from West Basin's efforts. They also share practical ways to continue protecting all of our water resources. We are currently booked with approximately 100 programs through the end of May. We anticipate the current contract amount with the remaining balance of approximately $5,400 will be exhausted by April 2021 due to current field trip demand, which will likely continue through the next school year. It is for this reason that we are pursuing this contract amendment. Moving on to the background portion of the report. Due to their proximity to the Edward C. Little Water Recycling Facility in El Segundo, their one-of-a-kind aquarium in the district service area, and their expertise in marine life, OTS possesses a unique educational facility and program services that could not be secured through a competitive solicitation. The existing sole source contract included as Attachment A was awarded in the amount of $24,000 in November 2019 to provide programs for the 2019 to 2020 school year, and was extended to continue service for the current year, which is 2020 to 2021. To date, OTS has supported West Basin in educating nearly 30,000 students through 700 school programs, and under the existing contract, OTS has served nearly 3,000 students through 94 programs. The contract proposal included as Attachment B recommends increasing the contract amount to add 20 additional programs for the current school year, provide aquarium staff with adequate equipment for virtual programming, and to provide 100 field trips, either virtual or in person, for the 2021 to the 2022 school year. The contract amendment will provide education programs for at least 3,500 students. Again, the current contract amount is expected to be exhausted in early April, so staff is requesting the contract amendment at this time to prevent a lapse in service and continue programming into next year. So this concludes my presentation. I am happy to take any questions at this time. Otherwise, I can move forward with reading the recommendation, Chair Williams.
Why don't you go ahead and read the recommendation?
Staff recommends that the board authorizes the general manager to amend Agreement W2897 with Oceanographic Teaching Stations, Inc. in the amount of $24,000 for a new amount not to exceed $64,421 to continue providing programs for the current year and continue service for the 2021 school year.
Thank you for that report. Now, Director Houston, any questions?
No, I have no questions. Thank you, Janelle. I'm okay with it.
Okay, any other directors out there wishing to ask questions?
Yes. I have.
Go
This
ahead.
is Don.
Go ahead,
My
Don.
question, this is a big increase. Is this all in the budget?
Answer.
Yes.
Was that a yes?
That was a yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions out there?
Sure, this is Director Houston. Actually, it's not a very big increase, but I'm okay with it.
Okay, very good. All right, I'm all right with that too. So, Director Houston, should we send this forward to the
Yes,
board?
I send it forward with a recommendation of approval by the board.
Okay, I concur. So with that, we'll move on to the next item. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Chairman Williams. So this brings us to our information calendar where we have two items, or typical two items. The first being the media report, which covers both social media and print media. And we have our manager of communications. Oh, there she is. I see Amy. Good morning, Amy. Who will cover the first portion, namely the print media. And I forget which page that's on, but probably 24, I think it starts on your board packet.
24.
It looks like
Thank
24.
you. Thank you, General Manager Patrick, and good morning, members of the committee and board. Hello, Chair Williams and Member Houston. So I will be starting on packet page 24. Just to give you a brief overview, yeah, we'll be covering media coverage, some of our upcoming opportunities that we're planning for. And then actually, I would like to move on to packet page 27. That's actually the staff report, the presentation, I'm sorry. That way, yes, thank you. It's more visually appealing here. So I'll just start off with some of our recent activities with media relations with some of our press releases. So you can see we issued 2 press releases in January, and we'll have a preview of them in the next pages. One of them was the student art contest that is now open and accepting submissions. And then the second one is the relaunch of our Change and Save program, which provides rebates and water saving devices to local residents, mostly targeted at a very specific audience with certain qualifiers. So that you'll see in the few pages, some of the press release coverage that the media coverage that we received. So moving on to packet page 29. I also just want to highlight a couple of updates that we've made to the homepage, continuing to promote our Water Lab program, which includes some of our virtual tour opportunities, our Know Your H2O classes that we're offering, as well as some new graphics that mention the art contest since we are accepting submissions. And then on packet page 30, you can see here some of the coverage that was a result of our press releases, the stories in our local patches and Beach Reporter and Culver City Observer focused primarily on our student art contest being open and encouraging students to participate, and then also a promotion of our Know Your H2O webinar, which will be held on March 10th at 5:30 p.m. and be on the topic of supply diversity. And that will be hosted by our PIE staff. And then also I just want to point out here too that on packet page 40, we don't have to go to that page. Those are just the media clips, the actual stories. So you could look at that at your leisure, but they are the stories that we highlight here. And then moving on to packet page 32. I'll talk a little bit about some of our upcoming plans. So you can see here we've got in the works plans to promote our Rain Barrel home delivery program, and I know Gus will speak to that in a little bit, but we are promoting it with some new animations that we have, some video assets that we're working on, press announcements, of course social media, our website and marketing materials. So we're excited to be able to launch the home delivery program, which is unique for this year. We're also working on some website and stakeholder correspondence about our cathodic protection construction project, letting the various cities that will be involved know about what's happening. So we expect to share that soon. And then, of course, just keeping tabs on the Recycle Water Master Plan and how we'll speak about that and share that news with the community. I also want to mention here that we're starting to think ahead to our annual advertising campaign. Building off of the Earth Month timing, there's a lot of advertising deals, and then also, thinking about the content and what we want to share. So we'll be reporting on that soon. And then also we're thinking about our annual festival plans and how we might proceed in 2021. Keeping tabs on what other events are being, either canceled or reformatted, and we'll also plan to discuss that with the committee and board further. So this is the end of my section. So I'll pause a moment in case there's any questions before I hand it over to Deanne to talk about social media highlights for the month.
Any questions? Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amy, and good morning, President Williams and members of the board and committee. During my second media report, I'll be doing an overview of the district's social media highlights by platform, starting on packet page 34. The district Twitter page, as you can see here, we are constantly checking the metrics and making sure we're following the impressions. And here we have about 3,700 impressions, but as you can see here, the most popular post is the Solar Cup launch announcement. Moving on to packet page 35. During this time period, the district Facebook page had over 14,000 impressions and over 70 clicks on the links that we post. And the most popular post here was the Water Lab Winter Session webinar that we were promoting, the Where Your Water Comes From. Moving on to packet page 36. Similar to Facebook, the district Instagram page also continues to see gradual increases in impressions, engagement, and following. And the most popular post on Instagram was the announcement of the Water is Life art contest, which the district is accepting submissions through March 19th. Moving on to packet page 37. The district's LinkedIn page continues to see an increase in followers, and the most popular post was actually reminding the public that upcoming committee dates and past recordings are available on the district website. And finally, on packet page 38, here's just some additional social media content highlights, which include the use of more video as we try to diversify the type of content that we create and share, which also includes sharing partner resources such as Met's California Native Plant video for social media use. And as you can see, the two videos in the center are for the Water is Life student art contest. The first one at the top is Janelle just kind of announcing the program guidelines. And then the second one at the bottom is a video. She's creating these Art Tip Tuesday videos. So those are some of the examples of just kind of the video that we're having fun with and trying to explore. And that concludes my section of the media report. And if there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Any questions? Thank you, Deanne. I just want to say to you folks that you are so very, very important for us, because all the stuff that we do, for some reason, we do it so well that it's taken for granted, and folks don't recognize that all the great things that we're doing. But so that means we have to work even harder. And I don't see how you can get even better, but we know you can, because we all strive to be better at what we do. But I want to thank you for all that you do, because it's very, very, very important for us. So any questions, comments? If not, then we move on to the next item.
All right, Dan, thank you for those kind words, Chairman Williams. I really appreciate that. The next item is on the information calendar is 5B, and this is our conservation programs update. And we have our senior water policy and resource analyst Gus Mesa I think is taking the lead, and then our water policy and resource analyst 2, Jennifer Vasquez, will also tag team on this report. But first to you, Gus. Good to see you, Gus.
Good to see you. Thank you, Patrick. Good morning, Chairman Williams, committee, and board members.
Morning.
Good to see you all. I have a few updates on our water efficiency programs, and then I'll be handing this over to Jennifer Vasquez for her updates. Let's see here. The first update is on our Change and Save program, which is shown on board packet 58. We have some good news to report. Last week on February 1st, we officially relaunched our Change and Save program. This is a DWR grant-funded program that provides residents within our communities with free online water efficiency surveys, free water efficiency kits, and a $500 rebate for the purchase of a qualifying clothes washer. To date, our consultant, Allegra Consulting, has assisted many residents, and they've conducted 603 online surveys. They've also provided 500 kits and assisted residents with applying for and receiving 51 clothes washer rebates at $500. And we have another 173 rebates that we're currently assisting residents with. So the program has been launched, it's up and running. The website has been updated, marketing materials have been updated, so we're very excited. We're currently working with Allegra and the South Bay Environmental Services Center to promote the program. As Amy had mentioned, we are utilizing social media, e-blasts, websites, and our vendor Allegra is also contacting residents to promote the program and assist them in English and Spanish. Allegra will also be sending out postcards this week to residents within our communities to promote the program. We are driving residents to our website first so they can learn more about West Basin and all our programs. From there, they can link over to the program website to participate. And on February 25th at 6 p.m., our partner, the South Bay Center, will be hosting a webinar for our cities, water retailers, CBOs, service clubs, and chambers. We want to inform our cities and retailers about our programs and also ask them to help us promote the programs to their residents and customers. We'll be presenting on our Change and Save program, Cash for Kitchens, and our Rain Barrel home delivery program. The workshop Save the Date flyer will be sent out this week to our city contacts and water retailers. Yes, okay, sorry, I'll keep moving on. Lost my track a little bit. So Allegra will also be hosting, in addition to the webinar for our retailers and cities, they will also be hosting 3 community webinars for our residents. The first one will be on February 17th at 6 p.m. These will be short 30-minute webinars to present the program, the Change and Save program, and to answer questions that residents may have, how to participate, how to receive the kit, how to apply for the washer rebate. Allegra and the South Bay Center, their staff there have been doing a great job in assisting residents, walking them through the process on how to apply for the clothes washer rebate, which can be a little tricky to apply for. We're very excited to launch this program, and at this time I could pause to see if there are any questions.
Directors, any questions?
No questions, thank you.
Okay, Gus.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
I'll continue. Thank you. I have a brief update on our Malibu Smart and Topanga Smart program that is shown on your packet page 59. This program is about 93% complete. We're currently working with our partners, the City of Malibu, LA County Waterworks District 29, to promote the rebates to the residents in Malibu and Topanga. We are also working with the City of Malibu to coordinate a future Firescaping webinar to help promote our rebates for landscape in the landscape area. City staff is currently checking on available dates for the summer months. So once we have those available dates, Director Houston will provide them to the board services for your consideration. They had mentioned sometime in June, July, August, so they will get back to us with their availability. And at this time, I can take any questions.
Questions?
Okay, thank you, Gus, for the update, and I'll just look forward to hearing when you have more. I appreciate that.
Great, thank you. We're also working, staff is also working on another Firescaping webinar targeting the Palos Verdes Peninsula area. Staff is developing the webinar, which will be held on Wednesday, April 21st at 6 p.m. We are going to be planning on having 2 rehearsals as we get closer to the April date. So Director Williams will provide you with the rehearsal dates through board services soon. And also, our public information department is developing the marketing materials to promote the webinar. We're working with our local water retailer, California Water Service, and the South Bay Environmental Services Center. We invited them to our planning meetings to seek their help in getting the word out to the residents and their customers. We're also in the process of hiring Douglas Kent, who wrote the book on Firescaping. And he also presented our webinar and did a great job last year for our Topanga Firescaping webinar. He provided staff with a quote of $2,800 to research the local PV area and organizations, to contact the cities to learn about their local fire and landscaping ordinances, really to prepare for that webinar and understand the local communities. And he'll be updating his PowerPoint, and also he'll be attending the planning meetings and the rehearsals. And we just applied to Metropolitan Water District's member agency administered funding. We do get funding for conservation education programs through this program at MWD. We're able to apply, and so we just applied for the $2,800. We're asking MWD to fund the instructor, so there would be no cost to us, to West Basin, once they approve that. And I'll keep the committee updated on that. So at this time, I can take any questions.
Okay, questions?
Sure, Mr. Chair, I do have a quick question, Gus, on that. Number one, that's the same gentleman that did the presentation in Topanga, you said, I think, right?
Correct.
Yeah, he did an excellent job. So I look forward to seeing what he comes up with. But will you be supplying the whole board with invitations to attend that event?
Yes, yes, Director Houston, we will.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, Gus, have you been talking to Charles Gale with MWD on this in any way?
No, Director Williams. Did you have some ideas there?
Well, he's pretty tied in with the peninsula. He's involved in most of the Chamber of Commerce activities, and
Okay.
there are a lot of those organizations really reach out to the communities. So I was wondering, Charles is a good resource to help get the information out.
Yeah, we'll reach out to Charles. We have a good relationship with him, so we'll follow up on that.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Very good. So,
yes.
You know, have you had any kind of feedback or any hearing of how the folks feel about the program that's coming, or what have you done there?
Well, yeah, they're very excited, Director Williams. We spoke with staff at California Water Service. They're very excited to partner with us on this Firescaping webinar to get the information out to their customers at the 4 cities there on the peninsula. And we're looking forward to the February 25th webinar that I mentioned that the South Bay will be hosting February 25th at 6 p.m. And we're inviting our cities and our retailers, chamber, service clubs, and others. And so we look forward to answering any questions that they may have. But we're very excited. Yes.
Yeah. What about the unincorporated area up there? You know, we have 4 cities, but I think half of the peninsula is unincorporated. So just wondering, are we reaching out to them?
Yes, we will do that, Director Williams.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, if I could move on, my last program, yes. My last program to report on here is our rain barrel program. Staff is making great progress on the development of this new Rain Barrel home delivery program. We have secured the Rain Barrel distributor, and we're in the process of hiring the Rain Barrel delivery company. Our public information department is developing a landing page on our website for this program. They drafted one. It looks very good, and on this landing page, we'll also provide some other resources such as the Rain Barrel instructions, how to paint a Rain Barrel, and then there'll be a registration button that'll link them over to the South Bay Environmental Services Center, and that's where they will register. The South Bay will then vet the registrations to make sure they haven't participated in the past. They'll develop a database, and they'll be providing that database over to the Rain Barrel delivery company once they have 20 registrants per city or neighboring cities. And then the Rain Barrel delivery company will be scheduling those a few days in advance, and then they'll provide that information to the South Bay Center. South Bay Center will be emailing, contacting the residents, letting them know to expect their Rain Barrel on such and such date. Similar to an Amazon delivery, you receive the date, and so you know when the Rain Barrel is going to be delivered. So the South Bay Center will be providing the customer service and communicating with our customers, our residents. We're planning for an early March launch date for this new pilot program. We expect the program to run through May or June in order to deliver all the 1,000 Rain Barrels. Our team will be marketing the program. As Amy mentioned, we'll have a landing page on our website, working with public information, board services. The directors will be issuing a press release. Let's see, we'll have a banner on our homepage of our website. We'll be scheduling social media posts and social media ads to occur over those several months, creating an internal e-blast to go out to more than 4,000 local contacts. And as I mentioned, we'll be sharing this information, the graphics, with our cities and water retailers so they can help get the word out. So at this time, I could answer any questions before I hand this over to Jennifer.
Questions?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Hey, Gus, I do have a couple questions for you. Let's see. Well, first of all, I know I've seen actually on social media some folks who have already said they were calling the South Bay Environmental Services Center. That's what I just saw in a thread. So is that accurate? Have they been getting calls already about that program?
They've been getting calls about the Rain Barrel program. We get calls basically every week at Director Houston about the program, and we let them know that we're developing this program and to check back with us. And so they've been checking back with our website. They've been calling us and checking back with the South Bay Center to see if we're going to be launching this program, which we're very excited to launch this very soon. So yes, we do get calls from residents who know about this new program, this pilot program that we've been developing.
Oh, okay. So are they being put on a list yet, or they're just being told, hey, call back later?
I believe I'll double check on that, Director Houston, but I'm very sure that the South Bay Center is putting them on a list, but I will make sure and get back to you.
Okay. And then the other thing is, I believe the general manager sent us this, but it was, I guess it's funded through the general manager's authority, the contractor, and how much was that contract again?
It was for $35,000 to hire the local business that score the highest points. They're called Pack Track. They're out of El Monte, which is within the range to be considered a local business, local small business within our service area. So I'm really glad that we were able to find a local business. We had trouble in the past, but after we changed up the program, they applied, and so it's $35,000, and they were the lowest bid. If you saw in the scoring there, they ranked the highest scores. They provided the best proposal. They were scored the highest points and the lowest price. So staff feels that they're going to do a great job. They've already attended one call with us, and we're very excited. They've been providing some input on to us on how this program could function the best way.
Okay. Okay. So it cost us $35,000 to deliver the barrels to the folks. How much do we pay for the barrels up front?
So for the barrels, we have a company that we hired called Green Lane. They're out of Toronto, and they'll be shipping the first batch of rain barrels later this month, 320 rain barrels directly to Pack Track. And the cost of the rain barrel and accessories is about $45, I want to say. I'll have to confirm that, Director. And then, and so that would be our cost. MWD, through our agreement with them, they provide $35 per rain barrel to us. So for the 1,000 rain barrels, they'll be providing us with $35,000. And so once we receive the rain barrels, we will pay for those. And then what we do is once they're all delivered, the first batch, we'll invoice Metropolitan Water District through our agreement for those first 320. And then the second batch, the 320, and so on until all 1,000 are distributed, and we receive reimbursement from Metropolitan for $35,000. So our cost is about $45,000, and that's budgeted funds in our current budget.
Okay, for the barrels, that is.
But yes, that covers the budget covers the rain barrels, marketing, and then we have the funding coming from MWD of $35,000. It's all budgeted.
Right, but then we're paying on our own for the delivery service.
Right, out of our budget. That is correct.
Okay.
So basically, Director Houston, Metropolitan's $35 is paying for the rain barrel, or part of the rain barrel, if you want to say that. Yeah, they're paying for part of the rain barrel cost, if that makes sense.
Which I think is what they've done.
Because the rain barrel cost is a little bit higher than 35 because it comes with some accessories and shipping. So it's about $45 for all that. Yeah.
Right. Do we anticipate that in the next budget cycle, Metropolitan's still going to offer the like that incentive on rain barrels?
Yes, Director Houston. MWD's at a 2-year budget cycle right now. We just started the first year. So starting next fiscal, they do have, this is still budgeted in the next fiscal.
Okay, good. Well, I just want to say thank you for all the hard work on this. I know it's a pilot project, and I know that it was very difficult finding a vendor that would do the deliveries. And I'm sure that you all will work out the logistics on how those deliveries occur. You've already talked about it. Obviously, the season's getting away from us. I see that we're already now in February, and this is not going to get really moving until March and April and May. So it is what it is. But the rainy season's going to pretty much be done. But I know some people will be anxious for rain barrels. But please, when you do have materials developed, if you could send them over to me so I can help, get them out into my district. And just want to say thank you for your hard work, Gus. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Chairman Williams. That is my final update. I could hand this over to Jennifer Vasquez now.
Go ahead. Please do. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. I'll go ahead and get started. Good morning, Chairman Williams and members of the committee and board. I will be beginning at the bottom of board packet page 60 with an update to the grass replacement rebate section. So staff has included the rebate application table at the top portion of packet page 61. We do always note that this begins in the fiscal year with applications received from July 1st, 2020. A total of 5 applications were received in the month of January. And as of December 2020, West Basin was actually billed for completed projects through Metropolitan's monthly invoice in the amount totaling $77,540. So that's very significant. because we are, as a reminder, closer to the $100,000 that was allocated for this program. And staff is prepared at the direction of the board, as was mentioned, to identify any additional funding from the West Basin budget for the grass replacement rebate program. Although application levels are returning to normal, we experienced an increased interest in the residential grass replacement program between August through October 2020, which is causing that elevated participation that I mentioned. We anticipate this increased interest may actually occur also in the spring months. So additional funding would actually help ensure that the program remains funded at the $3 per square foot amount, as opposed to the regional amount of $2 per square foot. So at the current burn rate that we're seeing, staff does anticipate approximately $75,000 will be needed to help cover the interest for this program through the fiscal year. And so right below the application table, staff also included a summary image of the Metropolitan Conservation Activity as updated in the January Water Planning and Stewardship Committee. And so at this time, I will take a pause to address any questions you may have or feedback regarding the grass replacement rebate section.
Director Houston?
Sure, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Jennifer, and I'm really happy to see that Division 4 is always very engaged on this. I would ask the staff, because I see this chart only goes back to a certain handful of months, but if you all could send me, the full data since the program got reintroduced for my division. If you guys could do that offline, I would really appreciate it. Back whatever 2 years or so it's been, please do that. And since you brought it up, I understand there's a burn rate here. I also understand that there's still a $2 per square foot incentive for Metropolitan. My personal opinion is I don't know where we would pull more money from, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not in a position to authorize an extra dollar going forward after this is exhausted. So until someone can make that case to me, I'm not going to support that. But in the meantime, let's just keep moving this forward. So thank you, Jennifer.
Great, thank you so much for that feedback. We can definitely go through the rebate applications through the 2 years that you mentioned for your particular division. And so we are in discussions to identify additional budget for that to continue the $3. And so, as you said, we will make that argument once we identify the funds and see if that is something that the board would like to proceed with. But at the current rate, we are still continuing with the grass replacement rebate as is. And so we will work with management to identify funds if that is the case in the direction that we're going towards. So thank you for that feedback, Director Houston. Moving into the grass replacement class section right below on page 61, Metropolitan does continue offering the 3 online class webinar topics into 2021. They are listed on that board package, page 61. Dates are now available for February 2021 and listed on the look ahead calendar. As of this morning, no additional dates have been added. Classes are now being added, it appears, 1 month at a time. They're not doing umbrella scheduling as they were doing before with a few months ahead of time. And so West Basin will continue promoting these classes as more become available and remain in close contact with the Metropolitan staff regarding any webinar updates. So moving into the next program, which is an update for the Cash for Kitchen section, which begins on board packet page 62. West Basin staff continues collaborating with program partners Green Media Creations and the South Bay Cities Council of Governments to finalize the Cash for Kitchens portal website used to administer online water efficiency surveys, provide installation resources, and actually receive confirmation for mailed water efficiency devices. So in the month of January, the new portal was presented to all of the program partners with for additional edits and feedback. and Green Media Creations developed collateral to begin promoting the available portal and accepting new water efficiency surveys. So past participants of the Cash for Kitchens programs have started to receive their water efficiency devices through the mail. This includes the free water pre-rinse spray valve and the sink flow restrictors. And so staff is utilizing this time to communicate support to these restaurants and commercial kitchens, remaining aware of the sensitive nature surrounding their reopening dining spaces amid the pandemic. So we understand that this is a very interesting time, and so we're being as sensitive to that topic as possible when reaching out to these restaurants, and really reaching out with support as West Basin can do with really the messaging around saving water and saving money, which really speaks to a lot of these sites that are going through a lot of challenges. So I am happy to report that in the first week of outreach, the program actually did reach a total of 30 sites and mailed out 12 water efficiency packages. So that was for the past participants that were already aware of Cash for Kitchens and participated in the water efficiency survey and now are receiving their water efficiency devices. So future Cash for Kitchen updates will include a full summary of program activities and device distribution through added visuals to help update the board. I realized that this board packet is a little bit bare on some of the visuals, so I will be adding more tables to help describe the activity for the program moving forward now that we are kind of up and running and providing those water efficiency devices out to the restaurants that are participating. And lastly, for the Ocean Friendly Garden section, beginning on board packet page 62, West Basin and its contractors, Swayser Landscapes, finalized the maintenance contract obligations for the 5 Ocean Friendly Gardens, but they will continue to identify maintenance visits that may be needed for these sites. West Basin staff also introduced a 6-week training webinar series for current city and school staff maintaining and managing ocean-friendly gardens. So the first webinar was actually held on February 4th, 2021, and a full list of the topics and dates are now available on board packet page 62. West Basin will record all sessions and make resources available to staff unable to attend, and these will serve as training resources as many of the maintenance is conducted by the city of school staff. As an added bonus, these are also available to residents because it is uploaded now to our YouTube channel, and so residents and staff that are managing ocean-friendly gardens are able to really gain more information about maintenance for ocean-friendly gardens. So West Basin staff will continue to identify additional program elements and resources that help move this program along. And that really is my last update, so I'm happy to take any questions you may have. Thank you so much.
Questions? Well, I just like to say I'm happy that we're doing all this, especially on the maintenance of those gardens. I am a former public works director, so maintenance is very important to me. So, and I noticed that there has been improvements in some of the gardens we have around town. So that's great to know. So with that, no questions from Director Deere.
No questions, thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, Alvarez. Okay.
No questions from me.
Okay, and Director Gray, we're signing off. All right, let's go to I guess that's it.
Yeah, we don't have any closed session today.
General Manager?
Yeah, Chairman Williams, for item number 7, we have no closed session today.
Okay, very good. Director's comments, future agenda items? Seeing none.
Mr. Chair, this is Houston.
Director Houston.
Oh yeah, I didn't see on here anything about our drinking fountain replacement program. And I can't remember if we got an update last month or not, but I don't see anything on here. So do we have any update on that, or will we get it next month, Pat?
Yeah, we'll have that for you next month. I'm not sure why we don't have it on this month. I don't think we had it last month either, come to think of it. But yeah, we'll make sure we have a report on that for next month, PI committee.
I see EJ just lit up.
EJ, you're lit up.
No, I was just going to echo what Patrick just mentioned. We actually have a new staff member, Tammy Hurley Hyde, that is taking over the program. So we're kind of reorganizing, relaunching our outreach efforts. And so we'll be bringing that monthly report back next month.
Okay, does that suffice, Director Houston?
Sure. Yeah, obviously it shouldn't have dropped off the last 2 months, but if we can get an update next month, that'd be great as well. EJ, what the status was on the installation up in Malibu, that it got put on hiatus before the fires, just to kind of know. So I look forward to that next month. So thank you, EJ. And thank you for the update on a new staff member. Thank you.
Anything else? Hearing none, this meeting is adjourned.